Hey Cancer, welcome to your love download for the week. I hope all of you are doing well. I'm sorry I haven't been uploading downloads like I used to, but I'm getting back into the groove and you'll be seeing a lot more of these messages. So we're going to be an open channel for spirit and see what love energies are playing for you this week, playing in for you this week, Cancer. So let's dive in. Cancer, if you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It really does help the channel, and also give this message a big thumbs up. All right, let's see. Messages for Cancer for the week. Love downloads. What do you have for Cancer Spirit? Okay. Like it. Hamster wheel. Surviving. Daily hustle. So Cancer, I wonder if what I felt when I was shuffling was that I think a lot of you are really focused on your daily life, your money, your stability, your home situation. Maybe you have children. I don't feel a whole lot of necessarily interest in love. A lot of you are probably trying to just survive, as the card suggests, right? Trying to get through the day, trying to get through the week. And I feel like Spirit wants you to come down off of this hamster wheel, right? There might be something that you're missing here, Cancer, that Spirit can offer you guidance on, right? It's going to be different for all of you what this hamster wheel you're on. Of course, it said it has money flash here, so you could be, working 3 jobs, working 2 jobs, trying to survive, doing your hustle, focus on your side jobs, or trying to build a business, trying to keep your family fed or whatever. And I feel like, okay, so what the energy that I feel around this card is that a lot of you are doing this not only for the benefit of earning a paycheck, but there could be some avoidance, right? Avoidance of love, avoidance of your feelings. Maybe you are trying to not. There feels like a broken heart here, okay? So that's what I feel. Like some of you have broken hearts, and there's a feeling of not wanting to give a lot of attention to that, so you're focused on your money. Or maybe you find yourself saying, well, I'm just focused on my money right now. I'm focused on my grind, I'm focused on getting my house or whatever. And all those things are great. Of course, we should all do that. But if you're doing it to avoid something, Cancer, then it don't always work out well, right? Because avoidance never works out well. It's almost like someone who deals with anxiety. When you avoid the thing that gives you anxiety, the anxiety intensifies, right? The fear around it, the angst around it intensifies. And so a lot of you are focused on the hustle, on your job, on your money, which is great, but not when you're trying to avoid your real feelings around something. So I feel this energy of Spirit wanting you to pay attention to your feelings this week, or wanting you to tune in to your emotions on a deeper level, right? I feel Hermit energy, right? Like needing you to go within. So let's put that here, and I'm gonna pull some more cards to see. Also, Spirit, I'm looking at the surviving energy, and I hate to see that for you because, of course, you should be doing more than surviving. You should be thriving, right? So even if you are focused on your money, I feel like your energy around what you're hustling to, you're hustling or your money or whatever, it feels a bit blocked. So you might have some, root chakra work to do, meaning, your first chakra, your root chakra, the red energy at the base of your feet. But also that's our home. That's how we make our money. That's, how we survive. That's how we thrive. And so a lot of you might have some root chakra energy work to do. This could be through meditation. This could go, depending on where you are in the world, you can go out into nature, right? You hear that all the time, putting your feet in the soil, or working with the soil, maybe doing some planting around your house, or just getting rooted, Cancer, because I know that in this culture we live in, there's this energy around hustle hard, grind till you die, basically, whatever. And what people don't realize is that's actually the opposite. We don't have to grind. Spirit wants to give to us freely, Spirit wants to give to us freely. And the grind, the grinding and all that is actually the opposite of flowing. It's actually the opposite of the yin energy, of the feminine energy, of letting things naturally flow to you. You don't have to put in all that work that society is telling you, or social media is making you feel less than because you're letting things naturally flow to you. Not saying that, the culture of laziness and all. I'm not talking about all that. I'm saying the grind, the energy behind the grind, the energy behind those social media posts and all those things that tell you, wake up at this time and get going and all this other stuff. It's great to be productive, but look into the energy around that, All right, so this was meant to be a love reading, but there's a lot happening within this message for you. And let's see what these cards are. So you have the Chaser. Chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issue. Feels a little bit of abandonment thing here, or avoidance there. Lightning, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. This feels like the Tower to me. And the Chaser, that's very interesting. So some of you have, and this is probably why you're avoiding relationships, or you're avoiding your feelings or something like that. Some of you feel like a lost cause. I'm not gonna lie, I feel this energy of you saying, well, relationships are shit. I'm never getting in a relationship again, or, this group of people are shit, men are shit, women are shit, and like we can't trust anyone, I can't trust anybody. There's not people are not trustworthy these days, really just grouping things into one category, really just, throwing out the middle finger to love, right? Thinking that, everything is a lost cause. Love is not how it used to be. I can't find true love, or I can't find a person who's reliable, all these things. And it's almost like you're marking your territory, you're putting a wall up, you're deciding that this is what life is going to be for you. Instead of saying to yourself, well, maybe there's deeper issues within myself that I need to correct. Maybe I need to go deeper and find out, why do I end up in a codependent relationship? Why do I have runner chaser energy around me all the time, where I'm constantly begging for the love that I deserve? Or I'm in these relationships with people who are unreliable, who are detached, who are unavailable in some way, whether it's emotional, physical. Maybe some of you have dealt with married people, or you didn't know they were married, but you found out they were married. And what I find, Cancer, within my own experiences, and also doing my work with Spirit, is that we always have an inkling. Cancer, you are water sign, you are very in tune, and so we always have an inkling. The problem is that we don't pay attention to the small voice. We give more credence to our desires, our needs on a basic human level, and we ignore our spiritual promptings. And so 9 times out of 10, we can tell when a person is bad for us, but we go forward because of fear of being alone, fear of losing out on something, fear of disappointing, fear of a lot of things, right? It's going to be different for all of you. And I feel what this lightning energy is that a lot of you are going to start realizing, you're going to start pointing the finger this way, right? Pointing the finger towards yourself and figuring out that, hey, maybe I need to do some deeper work. And it's not just about listening to readings. It is not just about, the work of really healing yourself is hard duty work. It's not a game. speaking from personal experiences, it's almost like another job, right? It's constantly paying attention to your thoughts. It's constantly going within. It's journaling. It's meditating. It's talking to spirit, having a deep conversation. It's trying to meet your spirit guides. Now, I know that sounds weird, but I've met several of them. And so what you have to do is you have to allow yourself to go as deep as you can on it. And this is an everyday thing, Cancer. You have to go as deep as you possibly can in order to release the emotional baggage or the emotional trauma that you have buried deep within you. We call these souls into our lives. We do. We call in the broken men. We call in the broken women. We call in the broken relationships by not listening to the voices within us, with going through life without healing and jumping into relationship after relationship. And so I think a lot of you are going to come into some real full, like almost like judgment energy, where you're going to be figuring out like, hey, these are the things that this is why this is happening to me, or this is why this is connected to this, right? You know, I know you know the saying of broken people attract broken people, right? And not saying broken beyond repair. None of us is broken beyond repair unless we want to be, unless that's you can make that decision, you can choose that. But for most of us, especially if you're doing spiritual work or if you're listening to tarot or you're going within, you are not trying to be broken for the rest of your life. You're trying to do the healing. And so, I feel like Spirit is going to bring down it's going to be an upheaval. It's going to be some shocking news. It's going to be some really, something that shakes you at your core, but it's nothing you can't handle, right? It's something to move you forward, to transform your life in some way. So, it's a matter of, I don't want to use this deck. It's a matter of, really just paying attention to the signs, Cancer. All right. So let's pull some cards. Some tarot for Cancer, Spirit. Clarify this message, Spirit. What do you want Cancer to know? Clarify this message. Tower energy for sure with that lightning card, but it's not something that is going to leave you it's not going to leave you naked and afraid, okay? It's not going to leave you broken on the street. All right. So you have the Strength card, you got some Leo here. You have the Wheel of Fortune. You have the King of Cups, your energy here. And then you have the Ten of Swords. Oh my gosh. And this is why, okay, that's why Spirit had me change decks last minute, because I was going to use the Light Seers and then I decided to use this other deck. And so this particular deck has two Ten of Swords, Cancer, and one of them is the traditional Ten of Swords, where you see the swords in the person's back, something is dead, done, a hard lesson. And this Ten of Swords is the card of taking your lessons, transmuting them into wisdom. And so you see the depiction of an owl and an older gentleman, right? And so these two things, when you see an older man or old man or old woman, you think of wisdom. You think of someone who's lived a long time, whose experiences probably outmatch yours, right? In some way. And owls always represents wisdom. And so a lot of you are turning a lot of the pain, a lot of the heartache, a lot of your emotional trauma into wisdom, maybe into something that's making you money, which is probably why you are doing a lot of daily grinding, right? Trying to alchemize or transmute a lot of the eternal emotional trauma you've been through in some way. Or you're just doing the work, right? So that hamster wheel doesn't have to be necessarily money. It could be just you doing the work every day, grinding and out, waking up, doing your meditations, doing your journaling, maybe going to therapy, maybe, doing some teachings on whatever. And so a lot of you have really done the work. So this energy is not really, all that shocking to you, or it's not really dramatic, because you've already been in the wheel, so to speak. And I love that the Wheel of Fortune is here. So Strength is another card. A lot of readers don't pick up on this, but I never forget that the Strength card is about it's about doing the internal work. It's about, um, overcoming internal struggles. The lion, and the lion is really a depiction of what's inside of this person. And so, you might have Leo in your chart, you might not, but you have the energy of this card in you. And so a lot of you are doing the work of transmuting this energy, also turning your pain into gold. The Wheel of Fortune. Like I said, I feel this energy of some of you turning this pain into a book, into a series, into content, into something, into maybe you just have a sister group or a brother group or a combined group, or you're starting on a Facebook page or something like that where you're talking about these things. But it doesn't even have to be that. You can just be, your Wheel of Fortune could be you coming out of your depression. It could be you coming out of sadness, out of grief, out of this cycle of traumatic experience after traumatic experience, dealing with people who are unworthy of you. The Wheel of Fortune, people talk about money. I get it, and it can be money. But what I feel here is that the Wheel of Fortune means different things to different people. Whatever your fortune is, we're just saying this, really trying to get this through to you. Whatever the fortune that you need, Cancer, for each of you out there, that's the fortune that's changing for you. Okay, so if you've been in a deep depression or you've been through a lot of sadness lately, Spirit is saying that this is all changing for you. The King of Cups would suggest to me, Cancer, that a lot of you are learning how to not only control your emotions, but you're making them work for you in some way, right? I know that emotions are emotions, and if sometimes it feels beyond our control, but this card, at least the storyline in the book that this card comes with is that this person can calm this river or this ocean that he's in, right? They can calm the ocean, they can settle the waters, but it's all within his power. It's all within his control. He or she is the dictator of the waters, of the emotions, of the emotional body. So a lot of you are really stepping into some type of powerful moment, or I don't know, I just feel this, you're going to be changed. You're going to be changed after this. Oh, I love that. The Queen of Wands. At the bottom, the Three of Swords. You see, this is a lot of you are really, and I love this Three of Swords. Look at this person looking at this book, right? With the three swords inside the book. Alchemizing, transmuting the pain, the heartbreak, the sudden death, because a lot of you, this is not only about relationships, right? This is about, maybe you lost a lot of people in your life, through transition. And that pain of it, the fact that maybe your parent left you at a young age, was traumatic in a way that maybe you have difficulty depending on people, or feeling like someone is just going to disappear from your life all of a sudden, or feeling like things are just out of your control. And that's what death does at a young age. It makes you realize, as a young kid with a young, a small, mind, trying to understand this, is that a lot of the times it makes you feel like, oh man, like I don't have no control, or I don't have, like, no one stays, or no one, I don't have anyone to depend on. And so we grow up and we get in codependent relationships, right? Those are just one of the things. It could be anything that you have experienced, of course. But what I feel here, Cancer, is that a lot of you, this is not something that's going to trouble you anymore. You're learning to alchemize, transmute, and transform this pain into healing. And the Queen of Wands, a lot of you who are deciding to be entrepreneurs, something about your life story or your life journey is going to serve you well. If you are looking to be maybe a healer, or you're trying to, bring your story into the world in some way, the Queen of Wands is highly, highly, highly you know, independent, fierce. Maybe this is the energy that you want to embody. You want to be more fierce. You want to be more inspired. You want to feel more impassioned. And you want to do this as a solo person. You don't want to be like, I feel more safe or I feel more empowered when I'm in a relationship. This is you being on your own and figuring this out, which is more attractive. The Queen of Wands is a very attractive energy. And so when you embody this, Cancer, you become the most attractive person to the sex that you're trying to attract, because people love independence. They love a strong-willed individual, right? They love a person who's also, people love people with stories. You ever meet someone who really hasn't been through a whole lot and you can't really relate to them because they can't go deep with you? Or people can't, it's the saying, like, people can only meet you, as far as they've met themselves. And so a lot of you're more interesting because of the heartbreak you've experienced, or the pain you're dealing with, or the triumphs you've had. And so a lot of you are really shining. Okay, something about this week feels like a powerful week. You have two major arcanas at the beginning of your reading, and so this feels like a powerful week for you to stand in your power. You also end with the Queen of Wands, who's probably one of the most powerful archetypes, right? Or energies in this tarot. So I feel like a lot of you have a powerful week ahead of you. This is not necessarily about love with another person. This is more about loving yourself and also coming into some internal truths. So maybe for some of you, this will be a shocking thing. This will be epiphanies happening out of nowhere. But it's all about transforming you so you can be a better Cancer, a better person for yourself and the person you eventually meet, because you're not meant to be alone, Cancer. That's not how your story is going to end, okay? So I really hope that you resonating with this message. If you did, give me a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful week, Cancer. Bye.